there was me in the television, and that's not what I want to do.
No.
That's not what I want to do at all. And so this puts me out there, meeting wonderful people like this and being a part of these things.
Today we are here with Shannon, and we're going to explore her wonderful little Chevy Astro. And welcome to the channel, Shannon.
Thank you, Bob.
I'm really, where are we at now? We're in quite a crowd. Tell us what you're here for.
Oh, I am here for the Homes on Wheel Alliance Bring Your Own Vehicle Build, which I applied for, interviewed, and got accepted for some updates to the van. So we'll see a lot of stuff that's just really new to me that I haven't had for the last 6 months or a year that I've owned the van anyway. Yeah.
And so you have this tent here, which is not yours.
This is not mine. This was provided by the Homes on Wheels Alliance so that I could remove everything from the van and make it easier for the volunteers to do the projects that they were working on. And so they housed me here comfortably with my things, and they were able to get in there and do what they needed to do.
Yep, it works really well and these tents were donated by Spring Bar, and we're very appreciative.
Yes.
They're great tents, and they donated them to us.
It's more spacious than my van.
Yes.
My first night in there, I thought, what will I do with all this space?
Yeah, having these tents really are something you can consider.
Yeah.
They're really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so how long have you been on the road?
I left October of 21. So you might think a year, but I took and spent January, February, March, April, May, June, 6 months in a studio apartment in Lafayette, Louisiana. So there was that middle break, and then back on the road mid-July.
Are you going full-time?
I am full-time
right
now, yeah.
And what led you to being on the road?
Well, I've been accused of being a nomad my whole life. My daughter might complain how often I moved her, but it's just in my blood. I don't settle. I'm like, whatever sticks and mortar I live in, I'm like, there's got to be the back door. I like to go. I like to see and move. And so the natural progression was to get some wheels under me after she was all grown up and married, and just actually embrace that part of myself. That's what I like to do. I like to be moving and not in sitting in one place all the time.
Right.
Nature, new experiences, meeting new people. I found living alone, in my apartment. There was me in the television, and that's not what I want to do.
No.
That's not what I want to do at all. And so this puts me out there, meeting wonderful people like this and being a part of these things and seeing parts of the country I've not yet seen.
Right. I agree. That's my story too. After I retired, in a house, I just sit and watch TV, and that's not a life I want.
No. And I thought, well, shoot, oh, Shannon, I heard you can't go out there on your own. I was told I also couldn't buy a boat on my own, and I did that. It was a dream, and it was an old boat. I didn't know anything about them, but hey, I can sit in my apartment and wish I'd done all these things and waited for someone to do them with. Or I could just go do them and learn as I go, because we're human and we just learn by experience and mistakes anyway. So I just jump in.
It's a wonderful way of life, and that's basically what you're finding for yourself?
Yeah, yes, very much.
Very much.
Except for the desert and I.
Yeah,
we're still learning how to get acquainted.
Yeah, everything out here wants to poke you or sting you or bite you.
It's just so hot.
And it's hot, yes. It's a dry heat, but it's still hot.
Yeah, I'm from the Oregon coast, so we have spots in Oregon that are hot, but that's not the spot that I'm from. Yeah. I'm from the ocean breezes, and we're happy if we get 80-something for a couple of days during the summer.
Of course, you get a lot of sunshine here, too.
Yeah, get my vitamin D.
Right, yeah, no doubt about that. Well, can we take a look around your Astro?
Of course.
So Shannon, tell us all about your van.
My van is a 2005 Chevy Astro. I picked it up for $2,800. The man who I bought it from had already built this platform bed, extends the length and goes over here that you can see. He was, in my opinion, wonderful. One of the best features, I thought, was he built that platform bed right onto this piece of plywood.
Oh, yeah.
This whole length. If anything ever happens to Ewu, which is my van's name, EWU, that will slide out and slide into the back of another Astro because he built it onto that. That's where I sleep. Now, prior to this October 3rd, I didn't have the solar system back here. And now the HOWA BYOV has installed the solar system. And they also installed it onto that same piece of plywood, so it will slide out as well.
Right.
So it's not mounted to the van, it's just mounted to that plywood. After I bought it with the bed in there, I just bought this dresser at a Fred Meyer, plastic, lightweight, and this little guy here had 4 drawers at one time, but we modified it this week to fit for the battery for the solar system.
Oh, yeah.
It had to come forward and it had to stay lower for the inverter. So we've modified the little dresser, and they built this to stand on it in order that my cat's food and water could be out from under the way of being kicked with feet. I won't be spilling it. It's a great place for her.
It is.
It is. It stays out of my feet, you know. I screwed this dresser at the bottom into just the plywood as well.
Right.
So all of it is removable.
But not going flying in an accident either.
No, it's here. It just can come out if you need it to. I did not have this vent fan when I started this journey. A little more difficult to get air when you want to keep your cat in at night. Windows can only go so far. And I think this is going to be a blessing to allow more air to come and flow through for us when it's hot, and just to have the air, because sometimes it gets stymied.
Yeah, those fans are a game changer.
Game changer. So underneath the bed is where I keep my, everybody always wants to know, here's the potty. That pulls out here into the floor when I crawl in bed at night. So it's right here. And my laundry hamper in the back. Just to throw my dirty clothes on till laundry day. That's the cat carrier. And I am not a drinker. But the party bucket was given to me because it's a perfect place to keep the cat food. This wonderful ottoman. I find books at the little libraries in my journey, and I keep all my reading materials in here, and a few things for the cat. I've got this dresser I was talking about, clothes, kind of games and linens, you know, and then this is my canned goods and Tupperware. This one here is my day pack. So if you're going to go for a hike, it's already loaded with a few things you'd want to take with you on a day hike. Just add your water and book and go. My toiletries, hygiene, take a shower, grab bag, all packed and ready for that. Up here in the front, I call this my pantry. So cookware, odds and ends, dishes, utilities, not utensils, you can edit that utilities part, paper towels. And this basket is a lifesaver because these things easily come in here. It easily lifts out when I meet a friend or a buddy who wants to hop in the front seat and go somewhere with me. The Reflectix, that was just done yesterday. They finished this Reflectix up at the BYOV with HOWA and put that in there.
That's a game changer
That's
too.
a game changer too.
Between the fan and the Reflectix, your life's going to be a lot more comfortable.
A lot more comfortable.
Heat and cold.
I strung this wire here for this curtain for privacy. And see how it's rusting, not the best. I used what I had, and I got gifted yesterday some sterling silver.
Oh, wow.
Non-rust. So I'm going to be rehanging that and giving it a cleanup and using a better material that I was given.
Well, you know, it is very simple and inexpensive.
Yes, yeah. You know, these things didn't cost a whole lot.
No. I have actually...
I bought this new, but I don't spend a lot of money on things.
No.
And so that wasn't a big spend.
No. These 4-drawer cabinets drawers, 4-door drawers.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a set of those in the van once, and I've recommended them to very many people, and they hold up really well.
But
you would think they'd fall apart, but they
no,
don't.
not at all. And
Yeah.
it's been into pieces for the build because they pop off, and you could, you know, make it 2 drawers, make it 3, make it leave all 4. But it's been apart and out for all the build, put back together. It's sturdy. It just goes back together and holds up really well. I did put the Velcro, if you could see the little pieces on the side there, to keep the drawers when you're driving so that they're not falling out.
So you set up an outside camp.
I do. I don't have the cooking system inside, so this is what I do. This was gifted to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I
It's a
did.
nice one.
I did purchase the rolling table. I discovered you really need some space
Yes.
when you're cooking out here. This poor camp chair's been with me probably about 2 years now. This little green table here is for my cat. This was a $5 find at a thrift store in Ash Fork, Arizona.
Been there.
Yes.
Great place.
And this was left by a dumpster in West Virginia. So it sat on the ground there, and I was happy to be the recipient of that.
Well, for very little money, you have set up in a pretty wonderful little home.
I am very comfortable in it. And yeah.
Yeah, I bet
and now it even more so comfortable since the BYOV.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is going to make a big difference. Those are all a lot of comfort differences.
Yeah.
So you paid $2,800 for the van, and you probably don't have $500 inside it.
Oh, less than that.
Much less than that.
Out of my pocket, there's, you know, quite a bit of expense out of the HOWA budget for what's inside there, but for myself, not. I have replaced the catalytic converter. It was $800, so about $3,400 into it. I had these curtains all the way around before the windows had the Reflectix. So I had mounted with tape myself little hooks to hold the curtain rods, and modified the curtains to fit all the way around for privacy and for, I like to sleep in the dark. And now that the Reflectix is on there, I'm going to take that same curtain material and do a project of attaching it to one side of the Reflectix, so I will still have an even softer, you know, environment inside with the curtains up, and can turn them around in the winter. I've been advised to do that.
So you have been on the road for a real long time, let's say 6 months now or so.
About all told.
What do you think so far? Is it good?
It's great. It's great. You know, there's the learning, but I like the learning. I have no desire to be housed in one stationary place anytime soon. I love being out on the road. I like learning. I like the adventures and the experiences and the people I meet along the way, and the stories. I love stories. The stories that people tell. And I'm not going to get all that sitting in my apartment.
You are not, yeah. And you'll have stories to tell.
And I'll have more. So I definitely already have more stories to tell.
You know, some people will act like he who dies with the most toys wins, and I think he who dies with the most stories
wins.
The most,
I love that, Bob. He who dies with the most stories.
Right.
Yeah. The only thing that comes to mind, I think, is, you know, for other women who may think they have to have someone to do this with, or that you're going to be alone. You can be if you choose, you know, and where you park and where you go, but there's community and there's people. I'd say if you want to do it, do it. Don't wait.
Very much so.
If you can, it's you know, if you're able to do so. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's great advice there. Well, Shannon, thank you so much for sharing your home and your new life with us. I really appreciate it. And thank you to HOWA, Homes on Wheels Alliance, for all the great service they've provided for you.
No, thank you, Bob, for coming to talk with me, and for sharing. I love sharing this, especially with folks like yourself, and I couldn't be more grateful to HOWA and the BYOV. I can't even tell you.
Very much.
I'm not going to cry.
Thank you.
I might cry, I'm sorry.
A few tears are real good. Tears of joy we love those.
Yes, that's all good tears. Yeah.
We love those.
Mhm.
Okay, folks, I hope you been inspired, heard some great stories here, and your life is blessed and improved by having spent some time with us. If they have, then like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.